Alrighty, so today is the 24th of August, 2025. It's a Sunday, and it is 12:46. It's very weird. Right now, typically on a Sunday, I am over at Jay Page's, Arizona's largest and best open mat for jiu-jitsu. And I'm not. I'm home in my bedroom. And I have a big week of training planned this week. And I did a lot last week, and then I ended up getting a bit under the weather and also being on my menstrual cycle, which really took it out of me more than usual. So I was like, I thought about it last week, but I was like, no, I'm actually taking a rest day today. Tomorrow I have personal training, a deep tissue massage, then picking up my daughter, then a private pad session at Fight Ready, and then jiu-jitsu, gi. And it's hot, and it's supposed to storm tomorrow. So it's not only going to be Arizona hot, I think 108 degrees, but it's also going to be humid in a gi. So that's lovely. So there's that going on. So today I'm having an actual rest day. I slept on my couch last night, so my dog had company. And because then later on today I'm going to do some admin work upstairs, and then I won't feel as guilty that he's been alone. And I've been working a lot with, in my real profession, about getting some of my clients to prioritize self-care, but I don't practice that myself. And usually I'm like, I need to clean, or I need to do admin, or I need to do all these other things before I actually sit down and relax. And I was like, what if I invert that? What if today I relax first and then like do some of the must-dos? So I did. I sat on the couch this morning in my heart pajamas and watched 2 episodes of Doctor Who. I watched, I don't remember what the first episode was but then I watched Dot and Bubble, and I really liked it. I read such mixed reviews about this, or like that season of Doctor Who, and I started watching it, and I'll start a rewatch at some point, but when it was transferred over to Disney Plus, it got a bit wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey for me, and life happened, and then I stopped watching it and got emotional when watching it today, because thinking about how life looked back when that season came out and how a lot of things have happened. So yeah, so that was weird. But anyways, I kept watching it and was sewing the seams down on my number 9 camisole, which I got that done today, and I will get that blocked and all the ends cut off. But so I was very excited. So I drank coffee and watched Doctor Who, and it was great. And so yeah, I'm not at the gym. I'm relaxing. I'm wearing fun casual clothing, not work clothes or training clothes or my pajamas. And so I was like, ooh, since I'm organizing the entire house in one fell swoop, poorly, I was like, let's go ahead and get this. This is a hell of a yarn haul. A couple months ago, I went to Open Mat on a Sunday, and I didn't have my daughter that weekend, and it was not a good session. I got my feelings hurt over something dumb. Just like my rolls weren't the best. My hand was still sore from like breaking my wrist. And so I left early, wiped up a bit, and I was like, I'm going to go by Goodwill. And I went by Goodwill. And Goodwill gods, the yarn gods, which I shouldn't say it like that because it does actually make me feel bad. It was interesting because I found somebody's yarn stash. And anytime you see like a huge yarn stash at Goodwill, one or two things has typically happened, I'm assuming, is that either somebody gave up on knitting, which I think is unlikely, or the second thing that probably happened, the more likely thing that I think probably happened, is that somebody passed away. I was like, ooh. But so I'm going to show what all I ended up purchasing. And I thought it'd be interesting. I kept all the bags so far, but it's, yeah, I'm going to show what all I got. So here is, I'm going to see what the actual total is, retail value of what I got. So I got this Gracie's lace So yeah, merino, silk, and cashmere. So that was crazy. Tosh sock. I don't know how much this retails for, and I don't think it has a price on it. There's that. There's this, I can't even pronounce it, yarn from the earth, but this is cotton lace. And so I think this one, all this was in a bag for either $3.49 or $2.49. It was really incredible. We've got some hempathy. Apparently I can't use a traditional calculator anymore. So I have to start that over. Got some Blue Moon fiber, some sock candy. I think what I will do is actually the ones that don't have price tags on them, I will set them off to the side and then I'll do the math. Most of these yarns were actually purchased at some point at Tempe Yarn and Fiber, and I know this because they still have the labels on them. Yeah, so just with these four, we're at $99.81. I've wanted to make a big red jumper for myself for a while now, but I'm not going, since I already have so much stash. It's one of those things where I didn't want to spend the money, so I didn't. So each one of these showed up here for $2.49, and the original retail was $14.13. Oh, there we go. That's a very random price. And one of the things about Goodwill on a Sunday is that you either have like the 20% off coupon or the 25% off military discount. I have now done math, said the social worker. I refilled my coffee. That was delicious. Okay, so I looked at the prices of this Madeline Tosh would have gone for $35.98. This sock candy would have been $18.45, and these two were $7.50 a piece to put it at $15. So the total retail value for the yarn haul is $423.67. I did the math on all the bags. Gross, I would have paid $78.13 with my military discount on Sundays. Brought it down to $62.04. So for $423.67, I paid $62.04, which brings me to a savings of 85%. So I feel like that was incredible. I did feel quite greedy when I got it. You can definitely tell that somebody had a plan. So I've got all of this Cascade Serrata. It's 70% llama, 30% silk. So that's a thing. A nice little grouping there. It almost looks like a fade like they were going for, but pretend like you know how to do a fade, Beth. Apparently not. So that was that. The reds are, so these are all ruby. Kind of funny since I was just watching Doctor Who. And then this is really red. So I've got 6 really reds. I always think when, okay, it's 128 superwash, which makes sense because it's 128 yards. So I feel like I could, and it looks like it's a chunky weight, especially since it's on 6mm needles. But it's superwash, so I should be able to get a jumper or something out of that. There's this. It's a little bit of hempathy. Hempathy. And then these two together. Really wonder what that would have been. It kind of goes, right? Maybe. But so yeah. Oh, this was actually cast on. So, and then there's this oddball, whatever, Barocco Vintage Chunky. So yeah, some cool little things here. Now I'm doubting whether or not I can actually tell if a color is a color or not. Yeah, so those are all superwash ruby. So some nice little bits of yarn here. I did also pick up a few bits of fabric, stretch fabric. So something will be created here. And then I got this to make something for my great niece who was just born. Not quite sure what though. So yeah, very short vlog, but I thought it'd be cool to kind of update. I might throw in some pictures of the current organization that's happening. But yeah, I'm trying to get it to where I am recording vlogs consistently. I will eventually start putting some training footage in there a little bit more. I did a PR this week on my hack squatty thing, which I was quite proud of.
Squeeze at the top. Nice. PR, baby.
But yeah, I should probably wrap this up, put this away. I think I am going to keep all of these yarns. I don't really make too much with lace, but who knows, maybe. Alright, so yeah, please like, subscribe, do all the things, and yeah.